Hey everyone, Lewis aka Spider-Man 1991 here, continuing another issue-by-issue review of the final story arc on one of my favorite independent comics of all time, Invincible. Now we're on part 2 of the story arc known as End of All Things, and basically what happens in the issue is at first Alan the alien goes to speak to Mark and Eve, and he confesses that he did lead Thrag to their location so that Thrag's appearance would kind of push Mark and Eve to join his fight against Thrag, but he did not account for Oliver dying. Now, at first when they hear this news, Eve lashes out very angrily at Alan. Eve lashes out at Alan, and she nearly suffocates him with her powers. However, though, Mark tells Eve to release it, and Mark is surprisingly calm about this, especially given his reaction during Oliver's funeral last issue, where he basically fought Alan in the middle of in the middle of the day. Mark says that now pretty much Mark assures Alan that he did the wrong thing, but for right reasons. And he also promises that he and Eve are still on Alan's side. Then Alan asks him that if Mark can go speak to his dad, Nolan, about getting the Viltrumites to join him, because they're going to need all the help they can get against Thrag, especially because the number of hybrid Viltrumites he made on that he has are numerous, and the pureblood Viltrumites might help him. So Mark goes to talk to his dad, and after a heated discussion, Nolan agrees that he'll talk to the other Viltrumites and see if any of them will join the fight. Meanwhile, Mark and Eve get ready to spend one last night with their daughter before they head off to battle, and right before they go see Tara, Eve decides to restore both her and Mark's original Invincible and Adam Eve costumes. And the issue ends with Alan explaining his plan to his strike team about how they're going to take care of Thrag, but then Mark interrupts and says that he has a better idea, and that is where the issue ends. I really am enjoying the story arc. First off, I really liked Mark's reaction to Alan's confession. Eve definitely still hot-headed, and it's pretty much and I really didn't like Eve's reaction though, because last issue she accused Mark of being too hot-headed and thinking and leaving first instead of thinking, and she kind of did the same thing in this issue. But Mark, however, is pretty calm about it, and he even admits that Alan putting the needs of the people over his own loved ones is something that Mark, couldn't do. I mean, to me, this scene showed a lot of maturity from Mark. It definitely shows how much he's changed since the beginning of the story, when he was just a kid starting off being a superhero, and how different he is now. Speaking of superheroes, I was so happy when Mark and Eve wore their original costumes again. I thought that was really great, especially for the final story arc, now to see Mark back in his suit again. Eve too. Eve has Mark's been out of the hero game for a while, but Eve has definitely been out of there, hasn't really worn her Adam Eve costume in like a real long time. I want to say maybe she wore it once before Tara was born, but I don't think it was before that though. Also, I liked when they go see their daughter Tara, and her reaction, and when she sees her parents in their costume, she just bursts out laughing, which is really funny. And it's also interesting because Tara has lived on an alien planet her whole life, so she really doesn't know what exactly a superhero is, and so even Mark kind of explained why they're wearing these suits and like why heroes dress like this on Earth, and it's a real funny conversation. And also Mark's initial reaction to when Eve basically changes their clothes into their original costumes is hilarious too, because Mark's kind of surprised, like, I don't really need to wear a mask, I don't have a secret identity anymore. But Eve is like, nostalgia, and we're gonna be heading to battle, so why not? Why not? Yeah, so that entire scene with the return of the costumes was really hilarious and funny. Overall, I think that also the ending of this issue was definitely good. Was definitely brilliant. I like how it how basically Alan says like he has an idea about how they should do it, but then Mark is like, "Whoa, hold up, I might have a better idea." I thought that was a real great ending. Overall, this issue was really nice. So part 2, nailed it. We got a lot of funny moments, which is nice. We even got a nice montage of Mark and Eve spending their last night with their daughter before heading off into battle, which is going to be great. Which is great. And I like that we had an issue with some humorous moments in it right before, you know, we're gonna have that big fight with Thrag, because you know people are gonna die. People are gonna die, and it is not gonna be. And if you've read Invincible, it is not gonna be pretty. So yeah, overall, we're 2 issues in, and I'm enjoying the final story arc on Invincible. It is great. Invincible is one of my favorite comic books, so if you haven't read it yet, I insist you do it. And to be quite honest, go back to the beginning and start from the beginning. At this point, just start from the beginning to read it. Believe me, you'll definitely have time before the rest of it comes out. Speaking of Invincible, you know it's available on the Skybound store? They finally made an Invincible action figure! Yeah, this is great! Man, it's by McFarlane Toys, which is really awesome. There are actually 2 versions of this figure. It's Mark in his original costume, and the other version is just basically Mark in his costume, but he's like covered in blood from battle because, like I said earlier, Invincible, the fights do get pretty bloody in this series, which is great. Each figure is about $25, which is a fair deal. I kind of wish though that they did make another figure of Mark in his blue and black version of his costume, because personally, I do like the blue and black costume a little better than the original. That's just my opinion, and I think it's great that now we're entering the final story arc and we finally get an Invincible action figure, so that's just great. If you want to know where, so basically if you want to know where to get this, just go to skybound.com, click on the store, and and you'll pretty much figure it out from there. I'll also put a link in the description so you can get the clean version of the figure. They didn't pay me to do this. I'm just saying, like, this is just a really nice figure, and it's great that it's finally out. Okay, so thank you again for watching. Check out my other comic book reviews. If you want to know what comes out on my channel, stay subscribed and notified. And I'm Spider-Man 991 saying, see you later.